Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially the NFL offseason, and you know what that means. It is mock draft season, man.
Yes, it is. Mock draft season is underway. The NFL draft is going to be here in a short couple of months, and it's time for the SteelTwins to release their first ever Pittsburgh Steelers 2021 NFL mock draft.
So let's just get right into it, man. In the first round with the 24th pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Samuel Cosmi, offensive tackle out of Texas. Now, you guys already knew that offensive lineman was going to be the first pick. I'm sure some of you guys suspected Najee Harris, which is being a huge talking point for Steelers fans.
And a lot of Steelers fans want Najee Harris, and I can understand why. The guy's going to be a monster, or whoever team drafts him, whatever team drafts him.
And I honestly can't go either way with offensive lineman or Najee Harris because of how stacked offensive lineman is this year.
Right, but offensive lineman is more important. You know, you could get Najee Harris, but if he runs behind the offensive line that we have now, he may not be as successful or as impactful as we all hope for. So we need offensive lineman. Offensive lineman is the most important position that we probably need right now. And Samuel Cosmi would be a great replacement for Villanueva, who more than likely will not be re-signed, will be a free agent.
As he should be.
Yeah, the guy's getting it up there with age. He's not the old Pro Bowl tackle he used to be. The guy's just not valuable anymore.
And we just need youth.
We do.
And Cosmi brings that. He's youth. He's aggressive. The great thing about him is he can play left and right tackle. He's played more than a dozen games at both positions. I think he's more of a left or pure left tackle, though, because in his film, you can see he's much better as a left tackle. He's more aggressive. He's got more ground game there. He's very good at the point of attack, man. He's young. He's very smart when it comes to his block. He's very aware, which is something that you love to see from a guy like Cosmi. He's been raw over the years, but you can see, man, he's progressed a lot. He's only going to get better at the next level in the NFL.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited for a guy like Cosmi, man. The crazy thing about this offensive tackle position this year is you don't know exactly who's going to be there, or you don't know who's all going to be taken in the first round because of how stacked it is and how many teams need offensive tackle and offensive linemen in general.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this a lot when it comes to these mock drafts. Come draft day, everybody's draft boards are going to be drastically different. There could be where, Cosmi could be the first tackle taken, or maybe Christian Darrisaw could be the first tackle taken.
Or Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, kind of like how Andrew Thomas last year was the first one taken when we all thought Tristan Wirfs and Jedrick Willis were going to be the first ones taken, considering we all thought that they were better, but Thomas was taken first. So these draft boards could be drastically different, and Cosmi, come draft day, could drop. And if he comes down to the 24th pick, I think it's a no-brainer for the Pittsburgh Steelers to select a guy like him.
Because they need offensive linemen. They need left tackle. That's our main priority right now is offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Now you could say running back, but that's why we saved it for the second round. In the second round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Javonte Williams, running back out of North Carolina.
This guy's a freaking bulldozer.
This dude is a fucking trucker.
Yes, he is.
And excuse my language. This dude can go. This dude's got it all. He's got breakaway speed. He's got patience, waits for his blocks. He's got pass protection, which, of course, the Steelers love in their running backs.
The guy's a man that can absolutely run you over. The guy's got fantastic balance for his feet. The guy's real fast for the type of runner he is, and that just is what's a typical Steelers running back, really. A guy that's pretty good, pretty fast, balanced feet, and a guy that can run you over. The typical Steelers type of running back.
This dude can go. Like, if we don't select Najee round one, Javonte is my next guy I want.
If he is there.
Not ETN, not even Trey Sermon or Kylan Hill or Kenneth Gainwell. Javonte Williams. Now, the struggle here with this pick is Javonte going to be there this late?
A lot of people are even saying Javonte's better than Najee. He could be the better running back than Najee come draft day, which I would not disagree with you there. Williams is a man that's going to fuck you up. I mean, same with Najee Harris, but, some people just think Williams is the better type of running back overall. So
now, he's not as flashy as Harris.
Of course not.
I think that's why a lot of people say that.
Right, of course. But, Williams could be there. He could not be there. But like I said, draft boards could be different. We don't know.
Definitely. But if Javonte's there in the second round, if we don't select running back first round, that's your guy.
That's your
you
running
run
back.
to the podium. I don't give a damn who's there.
Right, that's your running back.
That is the Steelers running back right there, Javonte Williams, man. He's got it all.
He does.
Again, contact balance. He's got patience for his blockers. He's got speed and aggressiveness down the field to make plays. He's got pass protection.
He's got it all that the Steelers would want in a Steelers running back.
This dude's a freaking baller.
Yeah.
He really is. Now, in the third round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Tommy Tremble, tight end, out of Notre Dame.
I think it's pretty obvious. We need a backup tight end. Vance McDonald shockingly retired, and we have no reliable backup tight end.
No.
Eric Ebron's really the sole tight end right there. Zach Gentry's probably not really going to develop well, and he really hasn't. So we need a backup tight end. Tremble could be a great backup tight end.
We need a blocking tight end, and this is your guy.
That's what Tremble is. He's a very, very good blocking tight end.
Now, the Steelers also have that Notre Dame connection. They selected Chase Claypool last year with their first pick. So, but, man, Tommy Tremble, he is a blocking tight end, and he does it willingly. This dude can fuck you up.
Yeah.
This dude can block. And honestly, he was underutilized in Notre Dame's passing game a little bit, too, because he's got great footwork on the sidelines. He's got solid hands, man.
Yeah, I agree.
He can get down the field and truck you up and stuff like that, but he's priority a blocking tight end, which is where we'd immediately use him there because he's a willing blocker. Man, he's strong. He's a big guy. The great thing, he can line up at fullback as well if we want to line him up there, even though we have Derek Watt. But Tommy Tremble would just be the blocking tight end that we desperately need. But I would definitely use him a little more in the passing game because I think he was utilized in Notre Dame at the next level. He can be I don't want to say a Heath Miller type guy, but he would be the closest to Heath Miller than all the tight ends we've had since Heath Miller.
Right, or tried to replace Heath Miller with.
Yes.
And Tremble would be the perfect guy.
He's strong, man. He's big. He's a willing blocker. That's your run blocking tight end right there.
Absolutely.
Because Ebron can't block.
No.
So that is your lead tight end blocker right there, Tommy Tremble. Now, with the first fourth-round pick, since the Steelers have two, with the first fourth-round pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Quinn Miners, interior offensive lineman out of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
but Quinn Miners, underrated as hell. He is very underrated. He's from a small school, but the guy can block.
Division III. So he's from an incredibly small school. But in the Senior Bowl, man, he was the talk of the town. He was the talk of the show. He was the talk of the game because, well, one, his gut.
Yeah, his nickname is the gut.
But he impressed so much. He was probably the biggest riser of the Senior Bowl. Someone from a small school, but stood his ground so well. He can play guard and center. Now, I think we'd use him more as a center. He could potentially be the replacement for Pouncey.
Whether Pouncey does come back or retire.
Which I'd imagine he will come back. That's why we have center being taken so late.
And that wouldn't be a bad choice to develop and think of the future at that position, considering if Pouncey does come back, more than likely it will be his last year.
Either way, we need center, we need youth at center, and we need a backup center. Because Hasenauer was not good last year. Quinn Miners, man, he's a young guy. He would come in, he impressed in the Senior Bowl, and under the new offensive line coach we got, hopefully he would progress well and very well could be the potential replacement for Pouncey.
Yeah.
He impressed a lot in the Senior Bowl, man. Very underrated guy from a small school, but don't sleep on the dude. Now, with the second fourth-round pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jaylen Twyman, interior defensive lineman out of Pittsburgh. I don't know what the Steelers do with Alualu. He could very well take a team-friendly deal, and we could continue to line him up at D-tackle. He did very well last year stepping in for when Hargrave left, but he's also not getting any younger.
No, he's like 32, 33 years old right now. And we need a young defensive lineman. Now, we have some solid depth. Isaiah Buggs, Carlos Davis, Henry Mondu, but they're not really reliable guys or guys that could really turn out to be possible future starters. Although I still have some faith on Buggs, but I just feel like that when it comes to the draft, the Steelers should look at interior defensive linemen.
Or defensive linemen in general. He'd be immediate defensive lineman depth, but potential guy to take over the defensive tackle role for if Alualu does indeed leave this free agency or we sign him. But either way, we still need a young D-tackle to fill in there.
Yeah.
So Twyman's right there, man. He was a big guy in Pittsburgh. He did very well. He could easily rush the passer. He's a great run defender as well, man. Great hand usage when it comes to rushing the passer and shedding blocks and stuff like that. So I like Twyman a lot. I really do.
Yeah.
And being a Pittsburgh native, Pittsburgh Panther, man, he'd fit right in Heinz Field and with the team. So I really like Twyman a lot.
I do as well.
Now, in the sixth round, now the Steelers have two sixth-rounders. So in the first pick in the sixth round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Trill Williams, cornerback out of Syracuse. Now, cornerback is arguably a need because Cameron Sutton and Mike Hilton are going to be free agents.
Yeah, and both of them could very well leave. We don't know that
And they
yet.
could definitely make big bucks in free agency, as they both deserve so. Now, I think we do keep one or the other. I would love to keep both, but I think that's a little unrealistic with our cap issue.
Yeah,
Specifically Hilton. That dude deserves the bag.
he does.
So I think we do keep Sutton, but either way, we still need cornerback depth because we're losing someone very valuable there. Trill Williams is a very versatile guy. He was very versatile in Syracuse. He's a big guy. He's like 6'2", I believe, maybe even a little bigger. He can play the nickel position. He can play strong safety position.
So he's got that versatile piece to him that the Steelers like to use with their defensive backs.
Absolutely. They use it with Hilton. They use it with Sutton. So I believe we do lose one of them. So Williams would come in and replace that versatile piece, and he already has versatility to him. He's a big body, great speed, of course. He has an eye for the football, good in run defending, of course. So I like Williams a lot. I think he's a big sleeper. Now, I specifically wouldn't draft a corner because we all know the Steelers' resume when it comes to drafting corners.
Yeah.
I would more so go in free agency and grab someone.
Yeah.
But this is pre-free agency mock draft.
Mm-hmm.
So we do go corner in this mock draft with a sleeper in Trill Williams, a versatile piece, big body, big sleeper. I like him a lot.
That's some solid depth at that position there, too.
And he would come in and replace one of the versatile pieces that I'm sure we're going to lose in free agency at the cornerback position.
Yep.
Now, with the second pick in the 6th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Damar Hamlin, safety out of Pittsburgh. We once again go safety in the 6th round. We need safety depth.
We do.
Now, I don't know what happens to Jordan Dangerfield. He'll probably be resigned for special teams specifically. That's all he's really good for. Marcus Allen could be resigned as well, but he's obviously he's now been switched to linebacker. Mm-hmm. Who else do we have? Sean Davis could be gone. We have almost no backup safeties.
Antoine Brooks Jr., but we don't know what's to come with him yet.
Right.
And Damar Hamlin from Pittsburgh, I feel like he's a very underrated safety. You know, I feel like the pairing of him, Damar Hamlin, and Paris Ford in Pittsburgh, that duo, that safety duo right there, was very underrated and very good.
For sure.
Now, Paris Ford is obviously the more recognized safety and the better safety.
He'll probably go higher.
Absolutely. That's what I was just about to say. But Damar Hamlin in the later rounds, I think, would be a very solid pick and good safety depth.
Oh, for sure. He'd be the free safety backup to Minkah Fitzpatrick. He'd come in, possibly in packages, but he obviously gets few wet and special teams, of course, alongside Dangerfield. But if Minkah goes down, knock on wood, please
don't.
But Hamlin is a guy, obviously, is familiar with Hinesville. He's from Pittsburgh, of course. Very underrated safety. I like him a lot. He'd be very solid depth at safety. Again, I know it doesn't sound ideal to go defensive back in general for the Steelers in the draft because of their resume, or at least recent resume. But
it won't hurt to get some solid young depth at those positions.
Yeah, and honestly, we need to.
Yeah.
We need, on the defense side of the ball, we need some serious depth.
Yeah, and our depth is not that great. The starters are fantastic, but the depth, not too good.
And most of them are going to be free agents.
Yeah, so we need to, with these picks, the amount of picks that we got, we could use those to get the depth that we need.
For sure. Alongside with, so we got depth at interior defensive lineman, we got depth at cornerback, and we got depth at safety. Now, the only thing missing is edge. So that's why in the 7th round with the first pick, since the Steelers have 2, with the first pick in the 7th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Teron Jackson, edge, out of Coastal Carolina. We need edge depth.
Yes, we do.
Because Bud's probably going to be gone. He's going to get the bag, deservingly so.
He's going to get a lot of big bucks, and rightfully so.
And the only, I guess, backup we got, and the reason why I say I guess is because he doesn't really see a lot of time on the field. He's more of a special teams guy. Is OLine.
But I think he's even a free agent. Now, I do think he will come back, but you never know with this team. They may prioritize more other free agents.
Yeah, but
so some guys may. I do think some guys will stay, but some guys that we think will stay may leave. We don't know.
Yeah, seriously. So, like you said, they might prioritize some specific guys. OLine, I think, will come back on the cheap deal. He's a solid backup, good special teams guy, but we need extra depth on the at edge. Now, this guy can play defensive line as well. He's a pretty solid hybrid defensive lineman. He can play defensive end and defensive tackle, but with his size and his weight, he'll probably fit more as a linebacker in our system, but he could still play D-end if needed to.
Yeah.
So he'd be depth at edge, whether that's D-end or linebacker. But I like this guy a lot, man. He's not really a big guy. He's not really a big body, but he uses a lot of hand usage, which gets him a lot of his pressure on the quarterback. He uses his hand usage, which knocks off the lineman, and his swim move is really good as well. He applies a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he performed pretty well. He looked really good in the Senior Bowl as well. This guy would come in, be depth at edge, which is something we seriously need.
Yeah, more and probably use him in that rotational way because the Steelers like to use their edge rushers in rotational ways.
Of course. So that's where he would fit there.
And he's a very underrated talent too. I think he'd be pretty solid depth as well.
I agree. I like this guy a lot. He'd come in and be good, solid depth at edge for sure.
Yeah.
Now with the final pick in this mock draft, the second pick in the 7th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Marquez Stevenson, wide receiver out of Houston. Now, I guess it was pretty obvious we were going to go receiver at some point because when don't the Steelers ever go receiver in the draft?
To be honest, I don't even remember the last time the Steelers did not select a receiver in the draft.
I can't tell you.
I think it's been a long freaking time.
I couldn't tell you.
And the Steelers, whether what round it is, whether if it's the 2nd round or the 7th round, they always like to get their receivers. They always like to keep that position very young and very talented.
And you can never have too many receivers. And we all know the Steelers, they're a wide receiver factory. Now, one of the talking points and one of the serious things we got to keep a lookout on this Steelers free agency and the offseason is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Obviously.
We don't know if he's going to go. I expect the guy to make between $15 and $16 million a year. Can we afford that? I don't know. Ben still has yet to restructure his contract, so I don't know how much cap we're going to save from him. But we also still need wide receiver depth. Now, I do think we keep Juju. Ben has expressed he wants to keep Juju, and I think Juju will be more than welcome to come back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, considering he has said he wants to stay.
Right. But we also could still use wide receiver depth. Can never have too many receivers, especially if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Ray McLeod is scheduled to be a free agent, although I think we will sign him and continue to use him as a return specialist and a guy that we use in motions and end arounds in Matt Canada's system. But Marquez Stevenson is a guy that can do the exact same.
Yes.
He's a return specialist. He's a solid route runner, really good hands. He's a big playmaker.
He is. He got a lot of speed for his size, too.
Yes. Now, one of my concerns with him is his injury issues, is his medical report.
Yeah.
That's one of my main concerns with him, and I think that's probably why he'll fall in the 7th round. One thing that points out about Marquez Stevenson is, I don't know how many of you guys remember DeMarcus Ayers. He was a 7th round for the Steelers back in 2016 out of Houston. He's a Houston alumni as well.
Right.
But he reminds me a lot of DeMarcus Ayers, only a hell of a lot better.
And a hell of a lot faster. Because that was the thing about Ayers. He was talented, but he was slow. He did not have a lot of speed. Stevenson has some speed to him. And the guy's versatile. The guy's got some pretty decent hands. Like you said, not a bad route runner. If we want to split return specialist duties with McLeod if he comes back and Stevenson, I would not mind that.
For sure, as well as, what Canada I'd imagine is going to use. The way he used McLeod last year, he could do the same thing with Stevenson, get his feet wet there.
And adds more depth to the wide receiver position because last year we only had 5. Maybe this year we want to have 6, and maybe Stevenson's that 6th guy.
Very possible.
I don't know.
I like Stevenson, man.
So do I.
For sure. But anyway, guys, that is our first official Pittsburgh Steelers 2021 NFL mock draft of the season. I'm sure you guys have been wanting it for a while. You guys have been asking, when's the mock draft? Here it is.
There it is, and let us know what you guys think down in the comments below, man.
Yes. So we'll do a quick rerun of the mock draft. First round, we select Samuel Cosmi. Second round, we draft Javonte Williams. 3rd round, we select Tommy Tremble. In the 4th round, we select Quinn Miners and Jaylen Twyman. 6th round, we select Trill Williams and Damar Hamlin. And in the 7th round, we finish the mock with Teron Jackson and Marquez Stevenson. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. Give us your mock draft as well in the comments below. We'll be back with another mock draft very shortly. Not sure what or when. We don't know if these mock drafts are going to be a weekly thing yet. We still have to discuss that, or it could be a every week thing. It's possible we could come out next week with a NFL full first round mock draft for every team, and then the week after that is our second mock draft for the Steelers. I don't know yet. Hopefully we do have news on that very shortly and we can update you guys. But this is our first mock draft. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below as well as your mock drafts in the comments for sure, man. And here we go, Steelers. It is mock draft season. I love it. Finally.
It's time to get excited.
It feels good to, make mock drafts again. So let us know your guys' thoughts. Here we go, Steelers. See you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!